All right, this is the Iconic Classes 3 snap tray. And what we have on here is a Troubadour, the Tactician, and then the Null. We've got some bases, and then we have some scenic bases for these guys. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to break these parts off. And we're going to be kind of careful around some of these finer parts. The first thing we pull off is this base. And so these supports are going to come off. They're almost hair-like, and they just peel right off. A little bit of burr sometimes, but you can just sand that and clean that right up. We have another base for our Tactician, and then we have another base for our Troubadour. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I want to pull this, I'll do the Troubadour base off right here. So I'm going to go in there and just mash these things and just kind of break them free. And then I'm just going to twist this apart, and the base comes off really easy, very simple to move. The next one I'll do is this Tactician base. Again, I just push these parts and break these fines, and then I'm just going to twist that, and that part comes off. It's got a few burrs on here, so this would be one where I would just take a little sandpaper and it would be all cleaned up. We'll put that one right over here with this guy. Here's the Troubadour. Put him there, and then we got this one right there. And the last one we're going to do, we're going to take a knife, and we're just going to break off these fines and supports on this cantilevered piece that's out here, because we don't want to break that. And then we're going to just take this next one and just kind of twist it and pull those pieces off, and these fines just come right off. Again, you would probably sand that and clean that up, and you might go back in here and clean that one up too. The next thing we're going to do is this spear. So we're going to break these little supports off of him. We got to be kind of careful because this is a really thin spear. They had some of their video game artists help us with some of the, or commission those, so we'll just break those off. And let's see, I got a couple more on here. I'm gonna try to break them. I'll just hold this nice and steady. Get that right there. And then we got some down here around the hands. We'll just break those off. And then we should be able just to pull the rest of this guy off there. There we go. So he's got a couple little fines on him, and we can just pull that. We'll set that part aside. And then this one we're going to break off from this handle around the sword and get that far away from there. Pull that there. Next thing, we've got a little one under here under the sword, so we're just going to pull that. And then we're going to work on the rest of his body here. Get those parts all done. And so now we've gotten the harder pieces that could break away from him. Let's see if we can pull those guys away there. We're going to pull these down off of his back. And we should be able just to pop that thing through there. Whoop, yep, it came right out. And so there's his sword hilt. Now he's got a couple little fines on him. So again, we'll just break these things off. Break that one off right there. We'll pull that guy off right there. This is the receptacle for his hand and his spear. Let's see. Yeah, he's pretty clean for now. We might do a better cleaning job before we were to assemble him. The next one we have is the Null. So he's really hefty. He's going to be easy to pull apart and not worry about. So again, we're just going to break all these things away, pull these things apart, pull all these supports off of him. We just want to get rid of these cantilevers and just break him off. He comes right off of there. So, instead of clipping the model sprues or clipping and shaving the resin or cleaning the mold lines on a metal part, we're just transferring that into the breakaway supports that we have set up here. And then the last little guy that we got on here is the Troubadour. Now he's a little tricky because he's got some really fine fingers, and all of these supports go out to his hand. We've got his nice hat and his plume on his plume on the hat. So we're going to break those away with our fingernails. And again, I could use my knife if I wanted to. Get down in here a little bit more, and I can clean all this away with snips too if I was a little more concerned about some things. So he's pretty much close to being able to come off of here. And we'll pull him straight away. He's got a very fine little sword on him. This might be somewhere that I go back and would clean that. Pull that support off. Oh, that goes. Let's see, everything else. Fingers are all good. It looks really nice, really nice. And in the meantime, all of our supports are pulled off on the part, so we can just throw this away. And so now let's see what we've got. We've got a tactician. We've got his spear. We got a base. We've got the tactician's display base. The Null, we've got his base, his display base, and we'll stick him right there. Nice little shot. And then the Troubadour. Now the Troubadour, he's got a little base and a little display base. And then if we look at these guys, we'll just pull these out. Let's see, we got that picture, yep. We'll just take this fella, and there he is. Put him on his little display base here. And the Cavalier, Tactician. I keep wanting to call him a Cavalier. I'm not sure why I want to do that. That goes right in there. And then the Null. Look at him on the base. Obviously, I glued these before we had them. And so, again, there you go. So there's the Troubadour. Here's your Tactician. Lots of stuff on him. And then the Null. And they look just like the art from MCDM, and it's really a fine little kit. Thanks.